In this video, let's talk about dither and why you use it. So basically, if you're converting a file down to a lower bitrate, you need to use a dither tool. You can find this dither module under the utility section, and here's dither. And how it works is dither imparts a small amount of noise to your sound to fix any truncation issues that might be happening when you convert to a lower bitrate. I know it might sound a bit weird saying you want to put some noise into your audio, but it really is the fix to any truncation issues. Let's take, for example, if you're taking an audio file that's at a higher bitrate. So for example, this is at 24 bits, and we want to lower the bitrate because we're going to CD audio standard, which is 16 bit. So the new bit is going to be set at 16 bits. And the reason for this is CD players can't play 24-bit audio, and a lot of other audio players can't either. So that's why there's this CD standard of 44.1 kilohertz at 16-bit. Then next, you can choose the noise shaping that you're going to apply to your audio when you use the dither. There's no noise shaping happening over here, but you can choose different amounts of noise. As you change the shape, it shows you what's going to be happening. So there's going to be an increased bit of noise over here to the sound, then there's going to be a bit of a scooped up here, and then some increased noise as well. Going from the lighter sound, there might be a slight audible difference with the audio, but when you go through to the higher noise shaping, it's less audible. You can see that the noise is sitting in the inaudible area of the frequency. And it also scoops out the air and presence of the higher frequencies. So you might want to preview these and hear what they sound like. Obviously, in a mix where you've got a full band playing, you're not really even going to notice this small amount of noise. But if you've got something simple like a vocal or voiceover, you might want to check these different noise shaping options and preview them. But probably the best option to go for is your medium or moderate. You're going to have a slight bit of noise in the audible area and scooped out, and then most of that noise is going to be sitting in the higher inaudible frequencies. Then next, you've got the dither amount. None and low might have some distortion, but if you increase the dither, it's going to increase the noise floor. As you can see there by looking at this wave shape here, there's low, and as I increase the dither amount, it increases that noise floor. So sitting at normal is probably your best bet. Now, auto blanking mutes the dithering when the waveform is completely silent. And you can see you've got some other options here. So it can do the auto blanking during silence, never, or when quantized. I'll leave it as during silence. Then there's also this option here to limit noise peaks. Now, when you're adding that extra bit of noise into your audio signal, there might be some peaks in the audio. And in case of any spikes, you might want to tick this to limit any noise spikes in the audio. And you might have some spikes, so it's good to tick this if you worry that there might be some spikes with the extra noise added into the audio. Now, if you're not doing any dithering and you're only truncating, you might introduce some overtones. You can tick this to suppress any overtones if you need to. But we're applying dithering, so we're not going to need to suppress the harmonics. Basically, the rule of thumb through all of this is you want the lowest noise floor possible. And when you're happy with all the settings, you can render out this dithering onto your audio. And what it'll do is there will be a slight bit of noise in the upper area. As you can see here, there's some noise, but you're not going to be hearing it as it is in the inaudible area. Then once you're done with your dithering, you can export out your audio. Now, just a good thing to remember, when you go to export and you've applied the dithering module, just make sure to not apply any dithering over here. You can select your format that you want to export out to. So I'm going to choose WAV as 16-bit. I could make it a broadcast WAV format if I wanted to, and preserve any non-audio data, but nothing is sitting in the audio. And also, I've got the option to reopen this file in RX once I've done the export. So that is how to use this dither tool. A really powerful but simple tool just to add some extra noise into your audio when going to a lower bit depth, just to make sure that there's no truncation issues in your export. Now let's move over onto some other modules. Catch you in the next video.